In this lecture, I want to talk about one of the most important things that you can do, not only to close your sale, but to also improve your whole selling ability and your career. Now, we've talked a lot about the conversation of selling, and this course is about conversational selling. But there are a couple of things that happen outside of the conversation that are crucially important for you to be aware of. One of them is the idea of following up. Following up will make or break your sale and your career. It is so very important that you follow up and that you do what you say you're going to do. Remember, during your sales conversation, it's okay not to have every answer or every piece of material or resource at your fingertips. Most people understand that. And it's okay to say, let me follow up with you on this. The thing is, once you say that, you have to do it. I'm going to tell you a little story. Very early in my career, I was selling life insurance. And it was a difficult process. It was my first entry into sales. And I found the person in the company I worked for who was the most successful salesperson. And I asked if I could have a minute of his time and just pick his brain. And he was very generous and said yes. I asked him, I said, if you could tell me what one of the most important things that you do that's creating your success is, what would that be? And he didn't have to take more than a second to tell me. He said, it's service. It's providing good service. And I thought to myself, okay, that sounds great. I've heard about good service and I understand that, but I'm not sure what he's talking about. So I asked one other question. I said, his name was Herman. I said, Herman, if you could break that down and tell me one key element of service that you can say has really made a huge difference in your career, what would it be? He also didn't have to take more than a fraction of a second to answer this. He said, following up, doing what I say I'm going to do. I took that to heart. It goes to the whole idea of credibility, that my word is my bond. So following up was the thing that I put foremost in my mind. And I have to tell you, I went on to be one of the top salesmen in that organization. And one of the things that I can attribute my success to was following up and doing what I said I was going to do with clients. How do we follow up? One of the things that I like to do and that I instruct other people that are learning sales to do is it's okay to keep a pad out, a piece of scrap paper or something. And as you're going through your sales conversation, if there are things that become evident or clear that you need to do, write them down. You can say to your customer or client, I'm just writing these down so I don't forget. I want to make sure that I do this for you. That really, really goes a long way with clients to have confidence and trust in you. It is such a huge, important gesture. It says so many things. It says, Mr. Customer, you are so important to me. I don't want to forget anything. I'm going to write this down. It says, I honor my word. If I say something, I'm going to do it. It says, I don't know everything, but I care enough to make sure I find the right information for you. So jotting down things that you need to remember to follow up on is not only acceptable, it's excellent. Trust me, you'll be appreciated for it. Write them down and then follow up. Whatever it is you say you're going to do. If it means calling back with some additional information, if it means providing another resource, whatever you're following up on, make sure once you promise that, you do it. You'll be surprised. It basically will clinch the working relationship between your customer and you. They will feel completely confident and trusting of you, and they'll want to work with you not only today, but in the future as well for repeated opportunities to sell if that's in your business model. So please follow up. And please make that obvious to your customer or your client. You'll see it'll do a huge, huge, huge amount of success for you by following up. So please follow up. And make it obvious to your customer that you're following up. they'll appreciate it. Their sense of confidence and trust with you will soar, and you'll be very successful. You don't have to know everything. No one does. It's perfectly understandable and acceptable to say, I'm not sure of that. Let me get back to you. And then get back to them. Thanks. I hope this has helped.